Huge jump last year, didn't he?
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the
Greetings, everyone. 2K Sports brings you the NBA. Joined in the booth with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. We've got an Eastern Conference battle ready to get rolling, and the Chicago crowd wants some love from their Bulls. And it's Chicago to start out. Let's check out Toronto's starting lineup. The star pair of Lowry and DeRozan are the guards. Jamari Carroll is out there with Scola, and it's Valanciunas in at the 5. There's the pass to Butler. Nice D from DeRozan.
Really impressed with the way Jimmy Butler last season made big strides in his game, going from a supporting role player to someone you can build your team around.
That's good.
And how about that? Just an easy way to get on the board.
And just like that, Greg, the first lead belongs to them.
Here's Rose, and it comes off the front of the rim. Chicago on defense. It's a three-point game. Carroll kicks to DeRozan. Rejected by Gasol. Here's the break. Here's Rose, and it's blocked. And now, just over a minute played here in the first. DeRozan dishes to Lowry. Some nice ball movement here by the Raptors. Knocked loose. Now here's Noah, the fast break opportunity. Wants to get it to Rose, and does.
No doubt that is within his range.
Well, I would hope so. He's a pro, and it was only a one-footer. Come on now.
Here's Lowry. Earlier, Doris Burke spoke with head coach Dwayne Casey.
He said that their defensive focus, no surprise, will be trying to keep Derrick Rose out of the lane. He added, "You know he's come a long way as an outside shooter, but he's a pick-your-poison type of player. We can't let him get into the paint." Makes sense, Kevin.
Great. Thanks for the report, Doris. Oh, and here it comes Carroll all alone. That's in, coming off an assist from Lowry. Carroll's got 5 now.
Kyle Lowry with a beautiful setup.
For Chicago, they've gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. They set the screen. Butler. An easy layup after coming off the pick.
Oh, that is just weak defense there. I'm pretty sure that was not the plan to give him those kind of baskets at the hoop.
Now here is Lowry. This one for 3. And it's Dunleavy with the rebound.
You know, Dwayne Casey was once a player at Kentucky, took me and hosted me on my recruiting visit at Kentucky back in 1979. Actually got his coaching start at the school as well.
Here's Dunleavy. The three-pointer, no good.
And no excuse there for missing that one after being freed up by a great pick.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, they came away empty, but they got the look they wanted, and really, I like the movement and communication there.
As we were talking about Coach Dwayne Casey, he's found his place in Toronto. Took them great to back-to-back postseason appearances.
And, you know, it's good to see him finally establishing himself as a head coach. He's really known as a defensive specialist, but once he gets in charge of a team, he'll have them focused on defense and really stresses that in every practice.
Some changes for Chicago. Taj Gibson's checked in for Noah. Mirotic comes in for Dunleavy. And Brooks subbed in for Rose. Patrick Patterson, he's checked in for the Raptors. Ross comes in for DeMar DeRozan. Now, here's Lowry. And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. And there's the foul. It'll go on Aaron Brooks. That's his first foul. Bulls making a switch here. Heinrich's checked in. And then for Toronto, Biombo is checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Johnson comes in for DeMar Carroll. And it's Joseph in for Kyle Lowry. And Toronto has possession. No good from Ross.
When he's wide open like that, he'll rarely miss those.
Gasol kicks to Heinrich. Beyond the arc. And that is good. Heinrich's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
Now here's Johnson. Has to Biombo. To the left wing. Patterson a screen on Brooks. Here's Joseph. Pocket 6. Here's Ross. The offensive rebound. Here's Patterson. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. Taj Gibson picks one up. All right, we'll take a look now at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for the Raptors.
They've definitely had a hot hand from three-point range. Always nice to get off to a good start.
Also, what passing we've seen from them here early. I mean, there could be a big number in the assist column if this keeps up.
And Patterson drops them both.
And what Patrick Patterson gives you guys is solid all-around play. He can help you in a lot of areas. High basketball IQ, high character, understands his role, knows his limitations, and stays within himself.
It's deflected. Here's Gibson, and he banks in the layup. Here's Joseph. In transition, here come the Bulls. And Brooks gets it on the assist by Gibson. 1:24 left here in the opening quarter. Mirotic against Ross. Soft touch off the glass. Ross has got his first bucket in this one.
I'll tell you what, the defenders didn't even get a sniff of him on that move to the hoop.
And Terrence Ross showed fantastic development in his second season, but really took a step back last year. All of his shooting percentages were down. He exuded confidence, but still at times just could not buy a basket.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago. Back to Terrence Ross, Greg, you're talking about him. It's so easy for a young player to lose his way a little after coming on so fast. Clark, I'm not surprised that he's hit a few bumps in the road along the way.
That's part of the development and growth process, Kevin. You've seen it with a lot of guys. His upside, though, is great.
Now here's Brooks. Here's Mirotic. Misses the 3. Raptors leading by 4. There's 53 seconds left to play in the first quarter. 3 on 3. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
Give credit where credit is due right there. A terrific assist.
Toronto, they've gotten 5 of 10 shots to drop in this game so far. Right at the 50% mark. Ross with it. Here's the teardrop. He takes it up and lays it in.
Uh-oh, a little showboating at the end of that one.
Chicago's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock in game. Gibson passes to Brooks. And that's going to be too many steps. Gets the whistle on the travel. Raptors leading by 4. Now here's Ross. And he slams that one down.
I tell you what, you got to love his aggressiveness finishing inside like that.
Well, his leaping ability, Clark, gives him a great advantage.
And that's why they look to get him the ball around the rim. It's either a dunk or free throws every time.
A free-flowing first quarter. Great scoring through one. The Raptors. And DeMar DeRozan, star for this Toronto Raptors team, he said he wants to bring them back.
A lot of people never really pay no attention to the Raptors. They just look at the Raptors like another team, you know. So when I came, you know,
Let's face it, it's never easy for Toronto to get the attention that Clark, the U.S. teams get. That's just a fact of life that even Vince Carter at his best couldn't change.
And, you know, I don't even know if winning the championship would change that. Quite honestly, even if DeMar won the MVP. Just saying.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And from what we've seen so far from the Raptors, guys, your thoughts?
It's just been a long-range battle for them and one that they're winning right now.
Yeah, sharp shooting from deep, a big part of why they're up.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor. All fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. So the Bulls 5 right now. The big men are Gibson and Noah. Butler teamed with Dunleavy on the perimeter. And it's Rose in at the 1. Chicago was as strong as they would have hoped for last season at home in the United Center. A lot of big wins for them here.
Yeah, and despite all the injuries, they go 27-14 at home, and that helped to assure them of home court in the first round of the playoffs.
And DeRozan kicks to Valanciunas. Patterson, the screen. Down low. Here's DeRozan. DeRozan can't get that one to fall. Bulls trail by 3. Here's Butler. It's good for his second make. He's made 2 of 3 so far. The Raptors have gone 0 of 3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second quarter. Lowry kicks to Valanciunas. 17-foot shot on the way. And the shot falls short this time. Bulls have gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. Near the three-point line, it's Dunleavy, and that misses. That would have put him up.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
The Bulls shooting an outstanding 53% for the game. And there's Derrick Rose on the assist by Butler. That's 7 points for Rose.
They have repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid dividends.
And with as many points as they've got in the paint, you know, they haven't had to do much work on the perimeter. And that's how it's done. I mean, find that hole in the D and then go hard to the rack.
Maybe that hole was a little bigger than it should have been.
Well, it was. I mean, a tight game like this one, you'd think they'd have a little more energy at the defensive end than that.
6 on the shot clock. And Butler, here we go. And that one's good. Butler's got the lead up to 1 now for the Bulls. Toronto's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight.
And, you know, guys, Taj Gibson now has 6 full seasons in the NBA. Already 30 years old. Seems like just yesterday he was being drafted.
Dunleavy kicks the Butler. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on DeMar DeRozan. That's his first foul.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
Yeah, it looked like it. I mean, he kind of slid underneath as he got to the spot, too.
Bulls making a switch here. Mirotic is checked in. Luis Scola, he's checked in for Toronto. That's a 2 from Butler. Great use of the pick to create room for the jumper. Butler's got 8 points. Getting back to Gibson, he was one of the oldest college freshmen in the country at age 21. Played 3 years at USC. Then he was one of the oldest players in the 2009 draft, even though he declared as a junior.
Yeah, I think the NBA is the only profession where it hurts you to have a lot of experience coming out, because that's one reason why he did drop. I mean, had he been a couple years younger, with his length and athleticism, he very well could have been a top 10 pick. But I tell you what, the Bulls are happy that he wasn't.
Breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Bulls.
Great hustle defensively through the first half, contesting everything and racking up the block shots.
They also came out of the locker room with their running shoes on. I mean, their transition game has been full throttle.
Aaron Brooks, he's checked in for Chicago. Both free throws good from DeRozan. Toronto was a strong team on the road last season, Clark. A big part of why they came away with 49 wins on the season.
And 22 of those 49 wins were on the road. As a group, they managed to keep things close on the road. And because of that competitiveness, they were over 500 there as well.
And Luis Scola gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Pau Gasol, he's checked in for Chicago. And then for Toronto, Biyombo is checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Ross comes in for Damari Carroll. And Corey Joseph subbed in for Kyle Lowry. Knocked away. Pass to Ross. And Gasol sends it back. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Gasol. Kirk Heinrich, he's checked in for Jimmy Butler. And Toronto also making a switch. Johnson's checked in. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Now Ross, he's got 6. There's a good screen. Shot clock at 5. Here's Joseph. Noah with the block. And he's able to get it back. Chicago leading. The drive by Brooks.
That's his first personal foul.
Chicago shooting their first free throws of the game.
And just to mention, a season ago, they were very comfortable at the line, hitting about 78% of their free throws.
You know, something you can point to when you're talking about their areas of success last season, free throw shooting.
And no doubt last season, the Bulls were clearly preparing for the playoffs. They played their rookies, but added a lot of playoff seasoned veterans to that roster.
And both free throws good for Brooks. Toronto with the ball. They trail by 3. Joseph dishes to Scola. 1:57 left in the second quarter. Johnson from outside. Count that one. Johnson's got the game tied up here for Toronto. As you mentioned, the Bulls added veteran leaders last season. Pau Gasol was the notable one. 11 Bulls, Clark, had playoff experience prior to their postseason run a season ago.
And that's invaluable, Kevin, to have that kind of experience. I mean, having Gasol, 2-time champion in the locker room, big, as is having almost a dozen guys who understand the intensity and the details that playoff basketball requires.
Dishes to Joseph. That's in there. Johnson with the assist.
How about the way he's able to angle his body to shield the big fella off and still get the finish?
You've got to be clever with your sleight of hand when you get inside and try to finish against the bigger guys. And he made it look easy that time.
Chicago calls timeout.
And Toronto had a strong season against the East last year. They would end up with 33 wins against their own conference and earn that 4 seed in the East.
We've got 1:18 left to play in the first half. And here is Brooks. Now the dish to Noah. Here's Miritich. Another three for Chicago. And the Raptors did play the other East teams well. Went 500 against the rest of the Eastern Conference playoff teams, too.
And despite that, we know the Raptors had a disappointing playoff run to end the year, but I thought they still showed that they are a power in the East, having another strong season against the conference.
So timeout called here, the first for Toronto. And last year, not exactly up to Noah's lofty standards. Was way down in field goal percentage and free throw percentages compared to the season before, but he did not play completely healthy all of last year either.
A little dinged up, missed 13 games more than he had the season prior, and also the minutes dropped as well. And you could just see him laboring at times on the floor, clearly affected by those injuries.
Bulls have gone 7 of 9 in their field goal attempts here in the second quarter. Pretty good offense. The drive by Brooks. Tries from 10. That one off the back iron and out.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
The battle to a standstill on the boards has really been something to watch. The game's not over yet. We'll see if one of these teams maintains more energy than the other going down the stretch.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Gasol with it. Scola covering, and he gets it to go. Gasol's got the lead up to 3 now for Chicago. Toronto's gone 4 of 8 tonight from three-point land, shooting 50% on the three ball here. Here's Joseph trying to find Scola. He's got it now. Cannot hit. Great defense that time from Noah. For 3, Heinrich. He got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And so it's a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball. Bulls lead by 3. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Hey, Kevin, with Derrick Rose. Derrick, how does it feel to get back out there on the basketball floor here for the new season ahead?
It feels good, man, especially playing with my teammates. We have new teammates. We're just trying to come out here and just play hard and compete.
Great to have you back, Derrick.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We welcome you back to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. And it's a neck-and-neck game going on in Chicago. And Kenny, what did you think about what you saw from Chicago?
Well, the reserves really came through when they needed a spark. This is a close game. Any points you can get from your bench are huge. I thought the bench guys came in and asserted themselves like they wanted a starting spot. And that's what you want. Subs who are ready to produce the moment they step on the floor.
Shaq, what was your takeaway on Toronto?
Where was the sense of urgency? We all know they're capable of playing better. And no one wants to give up a ridiculous high shooting percentage. They need a little attitude adjustment in the second half, or this game will get away from them.
And that's it for halftime as the second half is just about to get underway. See you after the game.
We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball.
Good quarter from Butler. He has 8 points, and he's added a steal to his stat line also.
You know what? The number is not huge, but he has been doing some valuable defensive work for them.
Raptors trail by 3.
I tell you what, he has quite the act to follow, but Fred Hoiberg was a quick choice for the brass in Chicago. Signed that 5-year deal over the summer, was easily one of the most in-demand coaches available.
So the Raptors 5 right now. Lowry and DeRozan are the guard tandem. Scola out there with Jonas Valanciunas, and it's Carroll in at the 3 spot. Off the pick, and Dunleavy gets it to go in. Dunleavy's got the first points of the third quarter up on the board for Chicago. After shooting 38% from the field, a pretty weak showing for them. Well, Greg, for Hoiberg, it's his first job as an NBA head coach. Now, we know he played. He's been a part of an NBA front office. Clark, he came from Iowa State, where he honed his coaching skills and was highly respected.
Yeah, very much respected, particularly as an offensive coach. And we know the Bulls are pretty solid defensively, and he'll be looking to ramp up that offensive approach for that team, and I think he will.
And the technical free throw is good. Well, last year Toronto won their division and got bounced out in the first round. Same result, Clark, they had back in 2014.
Yeah, but you know, despite that sameness, they were an improved team last season, Kevin. They did a lot of the small things better in total, and I thought looked better and more cohesive as a group.
Chicago leading by 4. It's stolen by Valanciunas. DeRozan against Butler. Carroll passes to Valanciunas, and lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
And as you mentioned, the Raptors did improve last season. I mean, they cut back on their turnovers a lot. They were top 3 in the league in terms of taking care of the basket.
And as you said, the Raptors took care of the ball a lot better and as a result had more assists. They also cut back on their fouls, and that was helpful. Little things like that made them much more competitive as a team and helped lead them to those 49 wins.
Valanciunas hits them both. And what you have to like out of Valanciunas last season, improved efficiency. The game really, Clark, seemed to slow down for him.
Yeah, he entered the league a little green. I mean, would make a lot of mistakes, but had excellent tools. So with enthusiasm and hard work, you knew it was just a matter of time with him.
5 to shoot. The Bulls need to get a shot off here. For 3, Dunleavy, and he gets it to go. Dunleavy's got the lead up to 5 now for Chicago.
You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers. And theirs are fantastic.
Just beautiful when they play the game like this.
Offensive rebound. Stolen, no up.
That's a big donut, folks, here. Start the second half. 4 straight they missed.
Rose kicks to Gasol. It's stolen by Carroll. And oh, here we go. DeRozan, nobody back.
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
And guys, in a game this snug, moments like that are the ones we usually look back on at the end as a difference maker.
And for Valanciunas last year, his offensive production was similar to the year before, but he cut down on his turnovers. He also raised his shooting percentage to a career-high 57%, and that, my friends, is improved efficiency.
Free throw, good, Rose.
You know, talking about Valanciunas, the light clearly went on last season. He was more assertive, refined his post game. The next step is to extend his shooting range so he can help space the floor on offense.
Taj Gibson's checked in for Noah. And Toronto also making a switch. Patterson's checked in. And he makes both free throws. For a franchise that had so much success under his tenure, there was sure a lot of friction with Tom Thibodeau, and the Bulls front office surprised a lot of people, I know, including yourself.
Yeah, you know, it's not something that you see often, a winning coach at odds with his GM and president. With how often their differences came up, though, you knew something was afoot.
Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. And it will go, and the Bulls' lead is cut down to just 3 in the basket from DeRozan.
And with Thibs, he did end up getting fired from the Bulls this past season. Some saw it coming, but still, I think surprising given the level of success he had. His imprint is all over this Bulls team in the way they approach the game.
Outside Lowry. To tie. And that one's good. And it's 13 points for DeMar DeRozan.
It is so hard to contain it. He just seems to get it done however he has to do it. And when you look at how Thibs got fired, I mean, there are a lot of reasons why a coach can be let go. I mean, he didn't have any performance issues, but apparently clashed in some form or fashion with the front office. Sometimes that's all it takes to be asked to go somewhere else.
Floats one, and the rebound goes to Pau Gasol. Gasol's got 3 rebounds now in this one. That's a 2 from Butler. Butler missing again. Toronto's gone 5 of 9 when they put up the 3-point shot tonight. Here's Carroll. And Patterson kicks to DeRozan. Valanciunas inside, defended by Gibson. Valanciunas, good.
Another bucket in the paint. That's something they just have not been able to stop today.
Yeah, the defense is all about disrupting timing and spacing, and what they've got going right now is not getting it.
Mirotic is checked in for Chicago. Brooks comes in for Rose, and then for Toronto. James Johnson's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Terrence Ross comes in for DeMar Carroll, and it's Joseph in for Kyle Lowry. Here's Brooks. Kicks to Butler. 1:43 left in the third. And he gets it to go. Butler's got it all tied up now for the Bulls.
And for Jimmy Butler, so much improvement over his young career, especially as a shooter. His rookie year, he shot just 18% from 3. Last season, he shot 38% from there.
That's his second personal foul.
And what's your take, guys, in the hustle stats for the Raptors?
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ball game.
And the other thing they've done since the beginning of this game is score points off turnovers and in bunches.
That one misses for Johnson. And guys, we saw a nice development for James Johnson last year. He was 59% from the floor. Closest he had ever come to that in his 6 years was 46%. What a dramatic arc improvement there.
Yeah, and I think it was all due to shot selection. He dialed back on the number of threes that he was taking the year before, and his percentage went up.
Joseph dishes to Johnson. DeRozan passes to Joseph. And there's the foul. It'll go on Aaron Brooks.
And back to James Johnson. Yeah, he improved his shooting percentage, but the rest of his game has been kind of in a holding pattern. He's averaging neither highs nor lows in any other category, and that means to me he may have flattened out in terms of reaching his potential.
Talking about James Johnson, the reality is he's a role player. Like most NBA guys, he certainly can be a valuable role player, especially if he can shoot near 60% from the field again. But don't expect him to suddenly become LeBron. That's not his game, nor his ceiling.
Yambo, he's checked in for Toronto.
Not an A-plus trip to the line, but he did get them the lead.
And Butler, here we go.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
And the Bulls making a change here. Noah's checked in. The Bulls getting their 5th free throw of the game here.
Boy, once again, the Raptors were able to put forth a really strong year. You know, the national media recognized it, and the Raptors picked up more and more of the spotlight marquee games as a result.
There's 37 seconds left in the third. Joseph, that's good.
Wow, got that one off right in the face of the big fella. Nice quick fire release.
Yeah, and the mid-range shot really the only option in that situation. Sometimes when you're facing a bigger guy, you can't get it all the way to the rim.
Brooks kicks to Butler. Three-pointer. And again, Chicago, no good. Toronto, they've gotten 6 of their 12 shots to drop for him here in the second half so far.
And when the size advantage is as big as it was there, I mean, that's exactly what he's supposed to do in that situation.
Pass Passes to Mirotic. It's stolen by DeRozan. Joseph. The shot misses. And the game still closely contested as we end the third quarter. It's the Raptors. They lead by 2. From the United Center in Chicago, back in a moment. Welcome back as we get rolling once more. The fourth quarter right ahead in what's been a very well-contested game. Chicago trailing here. Dunleavy is up there with Mirotic. Then it's Rose. Then it's Brooks. And it's Noah in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago.
And thus far, they've managed to overcome an off game from him offensively.
The feed to Dunleavy. Pulls up. Toronto grabs the miss. Lowry with the ball. It's tipped, but they'll get another chance. Now here's Rose. Goes up on the wing. Carroll with the rebound. Raptors leading by 4. Outside Lowry. The 3. It's Lowry again missing.
Well, it's just been one of those kind of games for him.
Rose kicks to Brooks. Feeds it to Noah. The kick out to Rose. From deep three-point range. Good, and a nice assist from Noah. Noah's got 3 assists in the game. The pass to Scola. Wide open look. The shot no good. So the Bulls will take it the other way. He lobs it up. The alley-oop layup. Very well done. And Clark, we've seen some great competition in this one.
I agree with you, Kevin. I mean, looking at the lead changes really kind of tells the story of this game.
Yeah, 7 already in the game, and I think it shows you how well these two teams match up with one another.
Nikola Mirotic, drafted as a late first-rounder, Clark, back in 2011. The Spanish star finally made his rookie debut in the NBA last season, and it was worth the wait.
It sure was, Kevin. I mean, once he started to get consistent PT, I mean, he was remarkable. Can run like the wind for a big guy, not that strong, but more aggressive than you'd think.
And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Yes, Kevin, Dwayne Casey was just going over the plan with his team. With the game still up for grabs, he simply told his guys, we're right there. Stay focused, execute, and get it done. Kevin, let's see how it plays out.
And back to Mirotic last season, per 36 minutes, he averaged 18 points, 9 rebounds. He was also a tremendous foul shooter for a rookie big, and made the all-rookie first team, was second in Rookie of the Year voting. I mean, what more could you ask for? Nice stroke from long range, and if he keeps getting those opportunities, he better take them.
I'll tell you what, for what's really an elementary shot, he looked a little nervous on that release.
Brooks with the buckets.
And, you know, for Mirotic, his value extends to the defensive end as well. He did a surprisingly good job of racking up blocks and steals last season. You have to believe that if he improves his power and consistency, an all-star nod isn't so far off.
Lowry kicks to Valanciunas. 6 to shoot to end the run. Scola, Noah.
And another miss. Ooh, he's having a really ugly game.
Yeah, about as ugly as you can have, you're right. Brooks outside. Back to Rose. Good looking screen by Gasol. And it's Rose missing.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling.
Lowry has the open look. Bullseye. Chicago leading by 4. Here's Rose. Rose with another miss. Toronto's gone to the three-pointer 11 times tonight, nailed 5 of them. Cross on the wing. Chicago grabs the miss. Noah's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
Rose dishes to Gasol to the right side. Dunleavy for 3. It falls for his 5th field goal of the night. He's shooting 5 for 8.
Excellent ball movement there, guys.
And that's keyed this run. Passing it with purpose. The D hasn't been able to keep up.
Back to Lowry. Raptors moving the ball around. Cross. That's good.
Oh, you gotta love the back and forth action we're witnessing here right now. I mean, the crowd's going crazy. One moment for one three-pointer, then they come right back and boom, another. Boy, this is starting to get real.
Guys, intensity turned up at its highest level. A perimeter bomb fest going on right now.
High-quality shot, just a little off there with the release.
And Greg, that has him S-H-H-E, shaking his head. Tough miss that time.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Pass to Brooks. 3-pointer. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. And that's now 9 points for Aaron Brooks.
Great outside shooting fueling this run.
And the D is getting bombarded. They haven't been able to slow them down the least bit.
And the Raptors call time here. They're behind by 7. 1:16 left in the 4th quarter. Jimmy Butler, he's checked in for the Bulls. And Toronto also making a switch. DeMar DeRozan, he's checked in for Ross. .16 left in the 4th. Noah with the block. And they'll keep possession. A wide open look here for DeRozan. DeRozan can't get that one to fall.
He's got to be disappointed with himself on that one. He has got to knock those down.
Now Dunleavy, he dishes it to Butler. Lets the 3 fly. Shot is off. There's 48 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Pass to DeRozan. Launches a 3. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Stoa nails it. Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
If you battle for the offensive rebound and come up with it, you're guaranteed a high-quality shot on a follow just like he got there.
And an intentional foul right there. .35 seconds left in the 4th quarter of this one. Here's demar Rose. And the Raptors with the ball. And so they foul intentionally.
At the line for the Bulls, 2 shots.
So the first one drops, and that increases their lead to 6. Second one is good. Hitting both at the line, and it's a 7-point game.
And that will add to a healthy lead after that trip to the free throw line.
Toronto calls timeout. They're trailing by 7. There's 18 seconds left in the 4th quarter. What do you think, guys?
And look, this one's out of reach. I don't know what they're thinking with this timeout.
Neither do I. I mean, maybe they're going over their plans for after the game. Who knows? But let's just get out of here.
Lets the 3 fly. And it's DeRozan missing. And there's the 8-second call as they can't get it across half court in time. Toronto calls timeout.
got time. Don't have to isolate him easily.
You know, you like the fight all the way to the end, but let's face it, guys, this one's over.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I really think you shouldn't be allowed to call timeouts if late in the ball game if there's no chance for it to do any good on the scoreboard.
And here is Joseph. The three from Johnson, no good. And so it's Chicago winning this one. It was up for grabs right until the final seconds, Clark.
You know what? They showed their character in crunch time, though, doing what had to be done to send these fans home happy.
And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Well, a nice win for you tonight, Joe Kim. What was the attitude of the team coming into this game and just in general?
Yeah, we played hard tonight. We're getting better. We're getting better. We just got to keep going. You know, it's a work in progress, and you know, we just got to keep fighting, and get as many W's as possible.
Congratulations, Joe Kim. We appreciate it. Guys, over to you.
Thank you, Doris. Great interview once again. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
The 2K Sports postgame.